Cheers, ladies.
Cheers, girls.
Here's the ladies.
And cheers to you. It's Real Estate Barbie with the Pussy Posse.
Harper Hill.
Jenny Rebecca.
Tori Lake.
I think I need a drinking game.
We have a drinking game. Hi, guys. Welcome to our Patreon. We are going to talk, but we are going to drink because it's going to be more fun that way. And there might be a couple of people here who have already been drinking a little bit. Just saying. When we point, call each other by name, we're going to have a card. It's going to get us drunk. Whenever we drink it, you guys should drink at home. If it's your favorite redhead, your favorite blonde, your favorite brunette, your short girl, your tall girl, your big boob girl, your no boob girl, just drink with us. It's going to be so much more fun that way. So
What's a blonde?
a blonde?
You said blonde.
That's it.
Brownie-haired blondie. I don't know. Just
It's
drink.
the alcohol.
Who's drinking too much?
Me.
Hey guys, let's give a shout out to our VIP Patreon members. Our subscribers, let's say Nick. Hi Antonio. And hi Alexander.
Yay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Tori, what are we talking about
So
tonight?
our topic today is Valentine's Day. So we're hoping to give some insight on what we expect and hopefully what you expect, if we have an idea of that. And then
Valentine's Day is one of those days. How did it end up being a lover's holiday? St. Valentine was beheaded on this day. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And also the heart is shaped like a fist.
I'm not going
Don't
there.
go there.
I'm not going there.
nah.
How do we get to chocolates and Hallmark cards and flowers
Hallmark.
from all of this?
Money.
Marketing.
Yeah, dollars.
But we all
But
fell
anyway,
for it, though,
it's an
didn't we?
excuse for sure. And especially if you have a significant other, I think it's a bigger deal than if you're like casual dating. What do you guys think?
Anybody wants to celebrate Valentine's Day. If I get a hangnail, I want to celebrate that day. So any holiday that Hallmark decrees is a holiday is a big deal. We all want something, but know your audience, as you always say on this one.
Always.
Like, okay, for me, for example, I don't eat candies. Don't buy me a box of chocolate hearts. A bag of avocados would be great.
Or a bottle of vodka.
Or, yes, Kettle One, please. But there are expectations on Valentine's Day of going out to dinner and spending a lot of money. This year with COVID, I'm sure things will be a little different.
Yeah,
Right.
I would say so. I think that I had an amazing Valentine's Day one year. I was dating a gentleman who bought me 3 outfits with shoes included. What? And he gave them to my daughters, and my daughters laid them out on my bed, and I got to choose which outfit to wear to dinner. And I was blown away. I've
so
never been treated
thoughtful.
like that
Very
before,
sweet.
ever.
Thoughtful is key.
Thoughtful.
Is key.
That is wonderful, but let's give some advice with this COVID going on.
Okay.
Limited hotel. That's where I'm thinking.
She's going right to bed.
I am. It's a happy ending. With limited reservations, let's give them some advice. How can they make this year special?
I think be creative, as in, like, say you do like a scavenger hunt where you hide notes and you have them follow the notes, like maybe make them like riddles, things like that. And it could lead to a little gift, or it could lead to them naked in bed or something fun like that.
And
You
it
could
could all
always
be
do
within
that.
the house.
Yeah, you can stay in the house, but make it fun.
I'm a big fan of cooking at home. I know you don't like to do. Oh, I just pointed. Wait, pause. We're gonna all. I'm gonna. I've been drinking, but I'm gonna drink more. Every one votes on who's the most likely to argue with a stranger. That person drinks.
That's an odd one.
I totally think you would argue with a stranger.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment. Do I have to drink or do I tell someone to drink?
Can I drink to that?
Sure, let's all drink. Cheers, guys. Drink.
Okay.
Cheers.
I'm not
Tori
going
would
to argue
argue.
with that.
Of course you wouldn't. You'd be the least likely to argue with a stranger.
So let's get back.
Back to this. So thoughtful, yes. I'm a big fan of those at-home dates. I think that it can be really special. And if you're a guy at home and your woman usually does the cooking, I mean, there are private chefs out there. That's an amazing gift to give your woman, especially if she cooks for you a lot. You know, get the candles ready, light them up. You know, if you know she's running for an errand or something, like let her come home to a bubble bath, roses, thoughtful stuff at home, I think is totally appropriate if you're not going out for the big, big hurrah. And I think you can easily score there. I mean, if you're with me, that's how you can score for sure.
I think if she came home and the house was clean,
100%.
skip the bubble bath.
Yeah, like you guys want us in an apron and high heels in the kitchen. I want to see you in your
I'm in
boxers,
LA.
like vacuum my living room for me.
Exactly. You do have to think outside of the box
Yeah.
Right.
this
Creativity
Valentine's.
is key.
And that is very thoughtful. Doing something so she doesn't have to is very thoughtful. And everybody can't afford all the roses and a home chef, and that's totally understandable. But being thoughtful, I mean, honestly, I could sit with a Domino's pizza and a bottle of Grey Goose, and
Bottle of Grey
we're good, you know.
Pizza and Grey Goose, yum.
Yeah.
But also, since we're all kind of stuck at home this year, or pseudo stuck at
Right.
home, there's going to be a little more romantic. How about some romantic games?
Well, you know what's not really expensive is also there's little box sets of cards. And
Box.
well, that's the end game. But there's these little box sets, and there are little cards. There's one called Intimate. You can get it on Amazon. It's not very expensive, and you pull the card out, and it actually encourages you to start a conversation with each other that what might have been awkward, and you might not normally just sit there while you're having dinner and go, so what was your most meaningful experience with me? What have I ever done? You know, that's
Yeah.
awkward. But when you read it off of a card and you both try to put your mind to it and give it a thoughtful answer, those are really good guides. I mean, we're not perfect as a sex to know really how to make everything perfect and to get inside his head. I think it's interesting to get inside a man's head about things that are special to him or things that may have resonated with him in another relationship that was successful. That's good to know. So, what do you guys think?
I agree. I think the cards are a cool idea. Sorry. I think the cards are a cool idea. I think that like there's those love coupons. I've made little love coupon books for my guy at any given time. I've done what you've said and left notes in the refrigerator and notes around. And guys, you can do that too.
Yeah.
There's nothing that keeps you from doing those little things. And key to here is something great here and here. And if we feel like you put some effort into it, then that's fantastic. If you put effort into getting a piece of jewelry for me, that's wonderful also. I'm not saying no to not do gifts, but it's been like so blown out of the water. Please don't ask me to marry you on Valentine's Day. Not a time for that.
Why?
I just think it's so cliche. I'm not that girl. Like, I love all the stuff. I love the hearts and the flowers and the cards and the I love yous. It means more to me if you go and you spend the time to pick out a card that feels appropriate instead of just grabbing the first one. I love going into the card store and seeing the guys like agonizing over cards. And then you see the one guy that comes in, he picks one up, he looks at it, he reads it, he brings it home. Like, I love the guy that stands in the card aisle like I do for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, like reading a bunch of cards. You can get me jewelry, you can get me gifts.
So has
And
someone
it's
ever
awesome.
asked you to marry them on Valentine's Day?
No.
I would say this: if that's the time he felt that
I
he
would-
wanted to ask, then
Yeah.
that's when he should ask. If that's his moment, because it's not just your moment, you know.
True, but I'm
It's
saying
his
it
moment
doesn't
too.
have to
And if
happen.
that's when he's got the self-confidence and he felt like he's really
I
prepped for
probably
this,
won't say no. You're right.
I can't imagine a bad time to ask with the right guy. I don't think there is a bad time.
100%.
Okay. All right. You got me there. Okay. I'm okay. I'll drink to that.
And that's part of the marketing too. They've bought into
Absolutely.
this whole Valentine's Day is the day.
Right.
And that's not their fault. So if that's the day they feel compelled
Yeah.
that they should ask that question, well,
Changed
who are
my
you to say
mind.
no?
Somebody
Yeah.
please propose to me on Valentine's Day. But only if you know I'll say yes, because I don't want to say no.
But there is a lot of pressure
Yeah.
on men to make Valentine's Day special.
Right.
The they've just gone through Christmas and now they've got Valentine's and they're sweating bullets. Like, what rabbit do I pull out of my hat now?
Right.
Don't you think it's our job too? I don't think it's just I don't think it's solely on the man to make it special. I think it's called Valentine's Day. It's not called wife or girlfriend day or
Agreed.
other person.
I
mean,
agree
it's
with you, but I think the onus is just expected to be on the man. Not necessarily even from us. They have that expectation of themselves. It's part of our conditioning, I think.
I never took it that
And
way.
I am not a roses girl. Don't bother spending $150 on a dozen roses for me because I don't care. Like we've had this talk before.
Right.
$7.99 wildflowers at Trader Joe's. They're beautiful and I love them. You don't
Or
have to
an
spend a
orchid
lot of
that
money for
lasts
that.
forever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not for me. I kill them. But
I kill them too.
Actually, you know what? I've told anybody, instead of buying me flowers, just buy me a pair of shoes. You know, they cost the
Yay.
same and they will last longer
Yeah.
and I can walk on you.
And I can wear them in bed. And they look great when they're up in the air.
Exactly. You get to enjoy them as well for a long time.
yes. Look at my new outfit,
She
sweetheart.
loves
You
you
just
all
got
the
it.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, we like the gift that keep on giving for sure. The flowers, they just don't last forever.
What do you
But-
not want on Valentine's Day? What do you like? You've got a boyfriend, you're in a relationship. What do you not want from those guys?
Do you not want?
Same old, same old.
That's
You
just
know,
it. I don't want
Oh.
the roses.
And again, it's very challenging because we've just spent quarantine together.
Yeah.
So how can we help them reinvent a
Right.
wheel that they've been riding for months and months
Right.
and months?
True.
That was a nice analogy. I was busy. Wow. Sorry.
What is there
Oh, wait,
something?
I just said her name. Sorry. Misery loves company. Keep this card. You can use this card once to force someone to drink with you. Now, I have to say, with this group of girls, I don't need to keep this to force you to drink.
You don't
with me.
That's all
Cheers.
For the guys, I think they need to be creative. If you want to pull something out of your hat, then you have to reach into a different corner of that hat, and you have to come up with something different. Ask a friend. Ask your girlfriends that you're buddies with. Ask your sister. Ask.
What about going for like a bike ride, even if you have to borrow the bikes?
Yeah,
from
like
people?
cool stuff like
Yeah,
that. Do
and like
something.
have it planned out so that when you get this place, there's a picnic or whatever. I mean,
Some people are in like cold climates. It would
Oh,
be,
yeah.
It would be like an ice fishing expedition.
I can say, this
Snowmobile.
reminds me, the most meaningful gift I've ever received on Valentine's Day was a letter that was written to me by someone I was in a relationship with. We lived together, but I got up in the morning and he wasn't there, and there was a letter from him on the bar in the kitchen expressing his feelings for me, how, he felt about our connection. And I sat there crying. And you know what? When that guy walked in the door, I was real happy to see him.
yeah.
And I didn't care about him walking in with anything that cost him money. That was free.
That's awesome.
It was beautiful.
That's a good
True.
one. That's a really
Yep.
good one. Last Valentine's Day, I spent 6 hours having a photo shoot for myself.
Ooh.
The first half of the day, which was amazing. And then I had a great dinner with the guy that I was seeing. He came over and he brought bags full of, I think I mentioned this before, he brought bags full
Yeah.
of food and wine and dessert and drinks, and we had wine and cheese while we were cooking a yummy dinner together, and then sitting and having a nice dinner. We danced in the living room, like just romantic, sweet, at home, candles, it was fabulous.
Was that a boudoir shoot? I'm sorry.
It was a boudoir shoot.
Did
yes.
he benefit from that?
He got the very first picture that my photographer sent to me was sent for him
Oh.
as a gift, and she sent me a digital because you don't walk away with your pictures.
Right.
So she sent me an image that I could give him as a gift. For
Everybody
Valentine's
wins.
Day. Everybody won.
That was wonderful. Which leads us to, what is the best gift we've given a man? Do we consider what they want?
That's really
I did
good.
I did the scavenger hunt thing one time, and I made it leave the house and go to a hotel, but by way of like a 7-Eleven. He had to stop at to read another note, like basically
Right.
hidden
job.
in the 7-Eleven, and it ended in champagne, rose petals on the floor
And you on the bed.
with new
I
lingerie.
love it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It
Good
was in a
girl.
hotel though, but yeah,
Right.
It worked out really well. It was rough going though, because one of the clues was in the back in the day phone book. It was in the phone book on a page, and he went to the wrong 7-Eleven, and it was the lawyers. It was the lawyers page, and he thought he was divorce attorneys. So he got a little off track for a minute. But,
Well, how do you get him
That's
back on track if it's a
fantastic.
scavenger hunt?
He, for some reason, he looked in his trunk, and there was a clue in his trunk.
That is wild.
It was wild.
That's
I know.
pretty cool. I was married to a musician, and he was a pianist, and he worked every Valentine's Day. He was the guy out at the restaurants playing the music and making it wonderful for everybody. And I could always go and have dinner with him. This was a 19-year relationship. I could always go out and have dinner with him or stay home. And I think one of the nicest things was we did our Valentine's Day a few days later when the restaurants weren't crazy, when it wasn't about all of that, and we did it at a different time. And I gifted him with a beautiful watch that year. But it was just nice to go out on a night when it wasn't crazy, crazy Valentine's Day. Like, that was cool. That was fun.
I think the nicest thing I did for a guy, he was working on Valentine's Day. He's a helicopter pilot. So I took a picnic. I made a picnic and went to the hangar, and in between flights, we had a picnic on the hangar floor.
That's very cool.
So, I mean, it wasn't really personal because there was other people, here in and out of the hangar. But yeah, I did.
You were the cool chick.
You made
that
the effort
brought-
and
Yeah,
made
I made him
That's
look
awesome.
really cool at work.
Yeah. Especially with that trench coat and lingerie you were wearing. What about you, Barbie?
Well, actually,
Cripes, I said Barbie. Let me just point to everybody so we can all drink.
We're all drinking anyway.
That's
Pick a
sweethearts.
word. Everyone takes a turn saying words that rhyme with it. The person that hesitates or repeats a word drinks. This is not going to take long. Pink.
Think.
Stink.
Mink.
Drink.
Does that mean we drink?
Ink.
Wink.
Link.
Uh-oh.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Did we already say think?
Yes, we did.
Yep.
But the bottom line is this year you do have to think outside of the box to get inside the box. So scavenger hunts are great. Coupon books would be great. What did we miss?
Love letters were a wonderful idea.
Love letters.
Other adventures like going for those bike rides and those kinds of things.
Even just a drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
A drive with a picnic in the back, and even if it's cold out, you can do dashboard dining.
And playlists. Playlists of
Yeah.
songs that are
Sweet.
significant to the two of you.
Romance.
Romance.
Romance me on Valentine's Day. Romance me every day.
Send me a playlist of songs that you say remind you of me. But we
That's
we
sweet.
like ourselves. And
Romance.
when you send me beautiful songs and you say these songs remind me of you, oh, okay. Again, a
Candy
lot of country
Dropper.
music that I don't listen to, but all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I love country.
What's the Third Eye Blind song?
There's not one of them. Deep inside of you.
And
I love romance. Do you love romance?
of course,
Romance.
who doesn't?
Romance.
So yeah, just think outside the box, something different, something that you haven't done with that person in the past, and it would be
or
thoughtful.
something that you did a long time ago that'll bring you back, for sure. Absolutely.
I was actually thinking of something. So that kind of brings me to if you're with someone for a long time, this is totally off subject actually, but keep making it sexy again.
Make it new again.
Make it new
Dating
again.
your- dating
Remember
your
when that guy walked in the door and you kind of like couldn't keep your hands off of him? And then, a few months, maybe a few years in, you're just like, oh, you again? Bring that back. Like, you ever think about like just getting thrown up on the kitchen counter and just making out like you did when you first met? We need to bring that back.
The making out on the kitchen counter and getting thrown all over the house, that's a
been
movie
done.
facade,
No, it's not.
Well,
Well, I live a movie, and that's a good thing.
Oh my
so-
God, you are a lucky girl.
I know, right? But I invite that into my world.
Right.
Like, I say, hey, baby, come in the kitchen. Like, I'm making dinner, and I'll take a piece of food and put it in my guy's mouth. And
Right. Stick your
I'm
thumb in there.
I'm a romantic. Like that's how I am. And I don't think that to me in my world that creates less pressure on the likes of a Valentine's Day or an anniversary or birthday, because that's kind of how I live in my world, and how when I find somebody that I'm dating, that's how my life is, and that's how I do things. I am thoughtful, and in return I tend to be with people that are that way. So my guy doesn't have a lot of pressure on Valentine's Day, and
Right.
I'm sure a lot of the guys out there feel pressure.
Right.
For sure.
It's not that hard to get it right, though.
Right.
It's not about, it's not for everyone. It's not all about diamonds and gifts and extravagance. I would venture to guess that most women, if it's thoughtful, if it's romantic, if it's something sentimental, if it's things like that, it's not that trumps, diamond earrings or something fabulous, but it's as good. So I say pressure off, guys. Think with your brains. It doesn't have to be your wallet. We just got through New Year's Eve. We just got through Christmas. It's Valentine's Day. It's about the two of you being lovers and being connected. And so find that connection, revisit that connection. If it's a new person, create something special. That's where I think it's at.
Perfect.
Don't you think there's going to be less pressure just because of the whole COVID thing on the whole Valentine's Day? I feel like it's
No,
not
no.
even
Every
so at all.
woman wants
Something.
romance.
Yeah,
She
wants
wants
romance.
that Valentine.
I think when you've been locked down with somebody for months and months and months, maybe that's the time to feel a little pressure. Like you got to pull something off.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be, a trip to this place or that place or out to dinner. But when you have been in lockdown and you have been with somebody all that time, if that's your situation, then I think there's more pressure than if it's the normal.
Right, when
everyday
everything's
world.
open and there's a show
easy,
and there's
yeah.
this, you can call them, make dinner reservations, buy show tickets, and then
easy.
it's a
Yeah.
no-brainer.
That's easy.
Right now, you have to use your brain.
Yeah, use your brains. All of them.
Very simply, as Jenny said, it's not that hard to get it right. And if you get it right, it will be hard.
Cheers,
You know what,
girls.
you guys, we keep doing this. I think we didn't hit on everything. Let's get a little bit more COVID specific and help these